on African-American families. Yet, sadly, children born into slavery in 1860 were more likely to be raised by mother and father in a two-parent household than was an African-American baby born after the election of the United States' first African-American president.
Oh, my gosh.
Because divorce rates are higher now than they were in 1860. Now, okay, of the number of ridiculous notions of that opening salvo, you could say the same thing about children born to African-American families after the election of Ronald Reagan.
Yes.
Because it's just about statistics that there were a greater likelihood that your parents would be divorced in 1984 than in 1860. Yeah. It has nothing to do with Barack Obama. It's that kind of logic, right, which is in their stated bullet points, like the ones they want you to focus on if you don't want to read all the paragraphs.
But that was the first bullet point.
That was the first.
That said, this is why you should sign this because
we need to do something about the lack of marriage
we
support.
need to restore America back to
pre-1860 kind of marriage standards.
Right.
Things were way better back then. Okay, so here's the marriage vow. Here's what they argue. Their opening paragraph says this: faithful monogamy is at the heart of a designed and purposeful order. So they're trying to argue that faithful monogamous life sits at the heart of an organized and purposeful country.
Yes, because unfaithful monogamy, that just the wheels come off.
And they go on and they say this has been conveyed by Jewish and Christian scripture, by classical philosophers, by natural law, and even the American founders. So they're trying to say everyone has argued all along that faithful monogamy is the way that you're going to have this fantastic, organized and purposeful country.
Well, I'm sure that Thomas Jefferson, the author of the Declaration of Independence, was whispering that into his slave lover Sally Hemings's ear.
And he was saying the only way we're going to, so basically what they're asking for is they're saying, let's just have the same life of Abraham, the founder of our faith. Abraham.
Yep, he only.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, he had two wives.
No, he had two wives.
That's
yeah,
right. No, maybe what they're going at is let's reestablish the Davidic promise of King David that came down through the temple, named after his son Solomon. That's the... Oh, no, that's right. Solomon had a bunch of wives, didn't he?
Okay. Well, David committed adultery.
Well, maybe what they're suggesting is that we should just convey the very message that Jesus conveyed with his own wife.
Because he was... No.
That's right, Jesus didn't have a wife, did he?
He was single, too, so he
said, okay, then they're just saying the Apostle Paul, when he wrote the bulk of the New Testament scriptures, said monogamy and making babies is the way you're going to have the things of...
Because that's what Paul did.
No, that's right. Paul argued that maybe you shouldn't get married unless you're burning by lust.
Yeah, because he was single.
Okay, so all they want to do is have the rich tradition of Jewish and Christian... I mean, these people, and we're only in paragraph 1. Fortunately, we have a 13-minute segment coming, because I do want to take this a little more seriously, because that was a little bit of our Glenn Beck parody.
Yeah, right.
If you don't know, there's a guy who used to have a TV
but
show.
You had to spoil it.
Well, it's kind of we were kind of being Glenn Beck right there, but we're being Glenn Beck to the conservatives, so...
Yeah.
So that was the irony.
Yeah, there was.
That we'd pause and then have those pregnant pauses in there. Yeah. Okay, so these people, honestly, now look, I think they're good people, and I'm inviting Chris Nitschke, and I'm going to invite him personally to come on the show and tell us how we're wrong about this.
Like he's going to take your call.
Because it'll be fine for us to be wrong about this.
Oh, I would love to be.
So we're going to come back. We're going to talk more about their suggestions of their 14 pledges that Michelle Bachmann and Rick Santorum and I think Newt Gingrich is about to sign that they're going to make to be our next president of the United States with the support of the family leader. It's great timing on the bumper music. Hey, we're going to be back with more conversation about this on AM 950 and DougPagittRadio.com.